Good morning, friends, or good afternoon. It's technically noon. I always say good morning. You're watching Mondays with Mac, and I am Mac Percival. I'm one of the associates at Parkway United Methodist Church, and we're glad that you have joined us this Monday morning. If you have been following with us on Sundays, we have started a new sermon series called Relationships. And it's just kind of getting down to the nitty gritty of how the different types of relationships that we have in life, how can we make them more authentic and real? There's nothing more authentic and real like than a Christ-like relationship. So Pastor Russell talked about the relationship of friendships last Sunday. And I wanted to piggyback on that a little bit because it's such a massive topic to cover. And I'm going to go ahead and cheat, and I want to give you two of my focal points up front at the beginning because I want you to just chew on them the whole time. And those points are, I believe that we're called to be connected to Christ. I believe scriptures tells us that. And therefore, because we're called to be connected to Christ, what we are connected to, so meaning our relationships, should also be connected to Christ. That's a big deal. Now, obviously, this is a big ask because growing up, I'm sure you had, just like me, like many, or maybe you still do, many different sets of friends. Like I had categories, right? Like I had church friends and like family friends and school friends. And then even within school, there's like sports friends and like fringe club friends and NHS friends. And typically our circle of friends can differ based off of like what interest we have in common. Like we like this sports or this type of music or this whatever. And typically that's what connected us is that would be the common denominator is our point of interest. But what I was poor at doing when I was younger and even into my adulthood was I never brought the common denominator of Christ into those friendships. Like Christ was only in like one or two circles of my friends and like wasn't really a part of other circles of my friends. And so I want to read from you a really popular verse, but I don't care because I like it. We're going to go over it anyways. And it is, it's a little insert from it. It's John chapter 15, verses 5. And I'm only going to go through 8. So hear with me the scriptures. It says, and this is Jesus speaking, I am the vine and you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, then you will bear much fruit. But apart from me, you can do nothing. So if you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and they're burned. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. Jesus goes on to explain what that means, and I'm going to explain it in like Mac layman terms. But essentially, a grapevine was the main source of nutrients in life for the plant, right? So it would, if it grew thick and if it grew strong and into the ground, then the branches that grew out of the vine, then they were able to bear fruit. They were able to blossom grapes, right? So, but the branches are connected to the vine in order to be able to bear fruit. So this tells me that basically forging God-honoring relationships is what bears fruit, right? It helps us, if we're connected to the vine and our friends are connected to the vine, this is what helps prevent us from those toxic relationships, from those people who drain us of our resources, who take and take and take, or we know is an unhealthy situation. But if we're both connected to the vine, that tells us that we're both connected to Christ and that we're both receiving nutrients so that we can both, or all of us, however many there are of our friends, hopefully a lot, are bearing fruit. So simply put, Christ-centered relationships start with a desire to be 100% committed to Christ ourselves. We can't expect our friends to be doing all these amazing things and bearing all these amazing fruits with all these amazing gifts and talents if we ourselves are not connected to the vine. We need to have that standard for ourselves before we can have it for our friends. So with that said, it's great to have those different friend groups from different places because we like different things, or maybe rather because we like the same things. But it's also great to evaluate and learn how both of us and our friends are staying connected to the vine. Meaning we can and we should learn from each other's desire to be connected to God. because God has gifted us with so many different skills and talents, and these should be used for the good of our friends and for the good of our church, might I add. So not just within our friendships, but within our other relationships, we should use these talents. So if our goal is to impact the world around us, meaning bearing fruit in God's name, we can't do that if we're cut from the vine. If we are cut from Christ, we'll never see our lives reach their full potential. Therefore, Christian friendships will only be as strong as our commitment to following Jesus. So I ask you, how are you learning from your friends? How are they giving Christ-like examples during this time? As you're both trying to connect to the vine, what are they exhibiting and what are you learning? What is it teaching you to see how they're responding? Not just during this time, but in life in general. You can feel free to share those in the comments below, or just take some time during this day to meditate and marinate on, first, how are you staying connected to the vine, and how are you showing your friends that you're being connected to the vine, and vice versa. Evaluate some of those friendships and learn about what your strengths and your talents are. And so while you're doing that, be sure to come back tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow for our daily devotionals. And also this Sunday, we want to see you for worship. We're continuing our series with relationships. And I'll be preaching on singleness this Sunday. So check out our website if you want to get involved in our church or in the community. If you want to stay connected, like to the vine during this time, that's a great way to do so. But until we see you next time, bye friends, and have a happy Monday.